Tiger family, this is Master Mario and
Nana.
Christy Nana coming at you, Tiger Martial Arts Fitness Academy with Taegeuk number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the Korean term for Taegeuk 5?
Taegeuk Ojang.
Taegeuk Ojang. This one means, let me give you a hint. That's kind of freaky, but what is it? What does it sound like?
Sounds more like a ghost.
It's not a ghost.
It's
what is it?
Wind.
Wind. It means wind. So you know sometimes the wind can be smooth and then sometimes it can be really, really strong. How many moves are in this one?
20.
20 moves. At the end of this form is your Taegeuk. There are several new movements, which what we're going to try to do this time is have a portion of this film or this video dedicated to the new movements. What do you think should be the biggest focus?
Balance. It's hard to keep your balance with all the side kicks and strange movements.
Is there any particular part that that you feel like you had to learn more balancing?
I'd say the side kicks and the jumping cross stance.
Yeah. And then jumping cross stance at the very end, there's like that untwist where you untwist right into a June bean.
It's like a pretzel.
What's really frustrating is sometimes you finish with this and you've done the whole form like, real perfect, and then you untwist and almost fall over. So be real careful there. So other than that, I think just enjoy yourself, enjoy the learning process, enjoy the details, and yeah, have fun, and we'll see them on the mat. We'll see you. Okay, so this portion of the video, we're gonna break the form down so that you understand exactly what you're doing as you're following along. I've got Nana here and she's gonna help do that. So the first thing you wanna do is always impress the judges with a good chariot or a good attention. So notice how her hands are here real straight, feet are all the way together and lined up, her chin is up, shoulders are back. She does a really good bow, shows respect, and then she steps out only with her left foot, about a foot distance apart, hands come up, makes a fist, comes back down. And how much distance between, Nana?
A fist in between.
Oh, fist in between.
And a fist from your butt.
And a fist away from your body. Great job. That really truly does matter. The first move we have is a low block, which you guys already know, so let's have you do that. Ready? Pop. Good. Got a good pop here. This hand is resting right on her belt. This hand is running parallel to her thigh. And notice that when she came up to throw this block, her hand was facing in towards her and they cross. These cross to develop power. Ready? Come. Boom. Good. Nice. Now there's a new move here, which is your side descending hammer fist in a left stance. Do it. Notice that this move, when she's coming around with this move, it actually comes from the inside, develops power. She's pulling back with this arm. At the same time, this one rotates. And where's the finishing point at, Nana? The chin level, right here. Pop. Very good. She's going to do the same exact thing on the other side, just with the right hand and then her right hand. Ready? Pop. 1 and 2. All right. Next move. Pop. Good. This is an inside middle block. The finishing point of this is right to the center of her body. The knuckles want to be even with the shoulder. She has a good front stance here. Her knees bent just enough to where when she looks down, she can't see her toes. Next move. Up. Good. Go back. Notice that when she's here, she leaves this in place as the other one's coming to replace it. Boom. Just like that. So an incorrect way would be for her to move this first and then go. Okay? So watch it one more time. Here. Ready. Up. Good. Next move. And pop, go ahead. That was a front snap kick. When she came in with the front snap kick, her hands were here, about a fist distance in between her fists. She kicks high, making sure that you're pulling back, hitting with the ball of your foot. Then she goes into a hammer fist, or a back fist. She goes into a back fist. Now notice, with the inside middle block that she had here before, it was to the center and her knuckles were even with the shoulder. Here when she finishes with this hammer fist, just like this, now it's right at her fulcrum, or the top lip, and she's in the center of her body, okay? Get ready for the next move. Ready? Up! Inside, let's go back. She's laughing because she realized that she was supposed to keep this here, right? Keep it there, reach way out. When you reach out, the wrist is even with the shoulder, and pop. Very good, Nana. All right, next move. Fist come in, kick, pop. Good. Going straight back into a back fist. So you have another front snap kick, going into the back fist. Next move, remember to keep this here, going to inside middle block. Boom, good. Again, can you see the different heights? Now it's even with her shoulder in the center of her body. Next move, stepping forward into, guess what it is? You guessed it, back fist. Right there, back fist. Even with the fulcrum center of the body. Okay. Now, she's gonna turn, and she goes into a knife hand. Knife hand block, you wanna make sure you keep the wrist straight and your fingertips are even with your shoulder. Open this up just a little bit. So stay right there for a second, Nana. What I was just showing with Nana, when you're here, we don't wanna be this way. We wanna make sure that we're opened up and that this part of our hand is even with the inside of our shoulder. And our fist rests on our belt, right here. And the fingertips are even, okay? Now she's gonna step forward into a covered fist elbow strike. Ready? Up. Good. Notice how she does this. Hand is open, the elbow is striking right here at the chin. Turn that foot out that way just a little bit. That's it, good. Good front stance. And now we're gonna go the other way with the knife hand block. Ready? Up. Good, just like that. And then open up the chest a little bit. By the way, these knife hand blocks are in back stances. Perfect. She steps forward, elbow strike. Good. Okay, so we just finished our elbow strike here. Next move is she turns this way. Ready? Up. Good, another low block. Making sure it's parallel and the back foot is turned. And next move. Good. When you do this move, when you reach back, make sure that you're reaching back real far and that your wrist is even with your shoulder. Ready? Good. Next move, kick. Low block. Fix the foot, down on the ground. Good. Nice. And next. Good. Now, tight fist. Remember that your knuckles are even with your shoulder. Now the next move, she's gonna turn this direction. She's gonna go on a high block. When you do this high block, your hand is actually facing outward this time, turning, coming around, and making a really solid block. Your block is one fist away from your head. Ready? Good. Now she's going into her side kick with a side strike. Ready? Good. Into an elbow target strike. An elbow target strike. Good. Now she's going to turn the other direction. Turn and pause. Good. Pause. Good. This is the movement I was talking about right here. This. Good. Way to come out to your front stance. And high block. Cross. That's a good high block. When you do your high block too, remember that your wrist should be even with the center of your body, right? Here at the center of your face. And next, as you go across, your left hand is going to go on top, facing inward. This hand is going to reach underneath. And as you extend this side strike out with the side kick, this hand pulls back and goes to your belt. Ready, go. Boom, yes. I'll hold this up here. Good. Side strike, good. On the belt. Toes are down, ready. In, and go down to your elbow smash. Everything's equal. Good. Foot's on the ground. All right, next move. Another low block. Next. Inside. Reaching out real far. Boom. I like it. Good. Inside. And next. Kick. Jump cross stance. Into your back fist. Rolling over into your back fist. Open up the chest a little bit. Good. Nice. I love the way this foot's facing. And she does have her shin touching the back of her calf. And she finishes. Now, the only trick or the only part to this that you have to remember is just to untwist without losing your balance. Ready to untwist. Right into a Jumbi position. Hands come up. Fist down. Good. And then chariot up. And yet. Okay, so the new movements in Taegeuk number 5. The first one we have is this side descending hammer fist. So I'm gonna have Nana, let's start off in the low block where you were at before. Okay? And when we do this side descending hammer fist, as she's going through, she steps, she She's here. She's going to step up. The right hand is going to become the outside hand. This one is going to come underneath. And as you strike, you're pulling back, finishing where? He's mentioned it in the breakdown, right?
Chin.
Right at the chin. Okay, ready? Up. Good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the stance, the new movement, the left and right stance. Basically, you can relax for a second. Basically, if you go into a Junbi position, right, or what we call our parallel stance, and we're going here, if you take your left foot and just turn it outward, that's exactly the position you need to be in for your left stance. So if we did the opposite side, you're going to turn your right foot, and that's called the what stance?
Right.
The right stance. So when you finish this technique, right, when you finish this technique, you should be, your fist should be right at where your chin is at, okay? And this is your stance. So another kind of technique we have is the side kick. We have a side kick with a side strike. And a lot of people don't realize this. We think that we're just putting our hand out on our side kick, and I'm gonna kick low just so I can keep my balance. A lot of people think that this hand is just out here to look cool, I guess. But the reality of it is when you do this technique, your hand is coming here across to the other side on your ear, facing inward. This hand is underneath. And as you extend out the side kick, you strike. It's almost like a hammer fist. Boom, you strike. And we want, can you hold that out there just for a second? Find your balance. Bring your leg up here. Good. Fist here. We want this fist to be parallel with her leg. So it's really tricky. When I was doing the form trying to record it, I had to record it over and over and again because I kept end up like here, or sometimes I'd end up here. But we want this to be directly about that distance apart, a good parallel. Good. And then pulling the leg back in. So when you do this side kick, make sure your knees in, you extend out, toes are down just a little bit, heel is exposed, and a good parallel side strike. So this is a side strike along with your side kick, all right? So the last movement we have, or the last new movement, is this jumping cross stance. So now I don't want you to do it directly towards the camera there. Good. Now, this is a cross stance, a jumping cross stance, over the shoulders just a little bit. And this is a back fist that you do at the end. When you do this rear cross stance, basically you want this foot to be turned this way just a little bit more. Yes. And bending, and your calf and your shin are touching. Okay, so your calf and your shin are touching. Now the tricky part about this is as you're going, you really want to land, it's tricky, you want to land the back fist at the same time this back leg finishes. So you're here, you're going to do your front snap kick, boom, right there. And that's the tricky part. So the new movements, the last one we have is elbow strike. Right? So let's do it towards the camera. Okay, elbow strike. Good elbow strike. Now, notice that the elbow is striking right at her chin. She's got an open hand, covered fist here into a front stance. Would you turn that a little bit? Good. So notice how it's finishing up, and she's throwing that elbow forward and allowing her shoulder to come forward too. A mistake would be to try to finish here. Okay, so she's extended all the way there. And you also have this elbow target strike. So go ahead and show them the elbow target strike after your kick. Just turn right here. You want to keep your thumb down, extend out, boom. Yes, and this one's level, right? This one's level. So go back to the cover fist. It's not level, it's pointing up here. The elbow target strike is level. It's just like that. So new movements that we have is our left, right stance, side descending hammer fists, elbow, covered fists, elbow, target strike, our side kick with our side strike. Make sure you're keeping this parallel. And then finally your jumping cross stance and finish should land right there.